The route of the proposed Northern Gateway pipeline was under scrutiny at the third day of technical hearings in Prince George. Hundreds of water crossings are included along the pipeline's path, and environmental groups say it could be devastating to fish. However, Enbridge says it's working to minimize risk with innovative methods.
We all know oil and water don't mix. A coalition of environmental groups say pipelines and rivers are a dangerous mix.
Even in the construction phase, there's potential that there's a high likelihood that they're going to kill fish. The company can't be trusted given their past record that everything will go as planned.
Represented by eco-justice lawyer Tim Leadham, 3 BC-based environmental advocacy groups raised concerns over the pipeline's route. Coalition member Forest Ethics Advocacy argues the pipeline could affect salmon watersheds like the Upper Fraser, Skeena, Maurice and Kitimat.
Their record of a number of infractions that they've faced doing construction. And we're really concerned about that because we're really concerned about wild salmon watersheds. And we know this pipeline is proposed to cross about 800 streams and rivers.
Well, there'd be 773 identified. Not all flow all year, and many are frozen when we cross them. So again, you could have very appropriate techniques to cross them depending on the size of the watercourse crossing, the flow rates, the fish sensitivity, and the season.
Enbridge says 34 of the major crossings would be constructed by tunneling under the riverbed.
You avoid impacting the banks, you avoid impacting the fish habitat and the fish themselves. So certainly a very significant reduction in the impact of the fish. You do have to build them, and again, in all construction activity, there is some impact on the environment.
There's also a number of rivers that have what are called no least risk periods, which means there's always some fish activity happening in that river. So even I think tunneling down, there's going to be disturbance.
A number of factors are considered for each crossing.
Is there fish? Is there fish habitat? What's the construction methodology? What's the geology? So you go through quite a thorough process of trying to determine the best way to cross certain watercourses.
But for some environmental advocates, mitigating the water risk simply isn't an option.
It's such a part of the culture and economies that are up here in the Northwest that we don't think it's worth the risk of putting an oil pipeline through.
The coalition has also launched a lawsuit against the federal government, accusing it of failing to protect species at risk along the pipeline route. Aileen Machel, CKPG News.